very far away, approaching the outer reaches of the solar system, there exists an imposing figure. A giant composed of gas and ice orbits our sun, a lonely procession guided by gravity, yet so far away that the sun appears as not much more than a background star in its sky. Warmth is but a dream, as the heat has been diluted along the roughly 3 billion mile journey. Join us as we take a brief glance at Uranus. Few people will ever get the opportunity to see Uranus with their own eyes. It is barely visible under the darkest, most perfect of conditions, and thus there is almost no one who has seen it without the aid of binoculars or a telescope. With binoculars or a small telescope, Uranus will appear as a small, pale, blue-green dot in the field of view. Even with a larger telescope, you wouldn't be able to see any features of Uranus. It would just be a slightly larger, pale, blue-green dot. Uranus is about 1.8 billion miles from Earth right now. In fact, it is so far away that Uranus has only been visited by one spacecraft, Voyager 2. Thousands of images were taken of Uranus by Voyager 2, and the information determined from those images tells us just about everything we know about Uranus. There are some things we can learn about Uranus by studying it from Earth-based telescopes, but there is really no substitute for getting up close and personal with Uranus. Scientists have long advocated for a return mission to Uranus, but so far it has only been visited by the one probe. So what do we know about Uranus? Uranus has a diameter about 4 times that of the Earth. Its mass is about 14.5 times that of the Earth. It takes 84 years for Uranus to go around the Sun. A day on Uranus is a little more than 17 hours, and Uranus is also tipped over on its side. Uranus has an atmosphere made mostly of hydrogen and helium, but also methane, which gives it the greenish tint. Near the top of the atmosphere is also hydrogen sulfide. Methane and hydrogen sulfide are common human waste byproducts, so scientists agree that there is a very good chance that if an astronaut could take their helmet off near Uranus, it would reek like the smelliest human flatulence. The average temperature of Uranus, near what we think of as the surface, is minus 353 degrees Fahrenheit. However, as you go deeper and deeper into Uranus, the temperature and pressure increase greatly. As it is with all gas giant planets, these high temperatures and pressures inside of Uranus may lead to a layer of liquid diamond, as well as solid diamond rainfall. Essentially, there is so much pressure inside Uranus that it could turn coal into a diamond. Other objects orbit Uranus. It has 27 known moons, and the largest is a little less than half the size of Earth's moon. The moons are thought to be composed of a fairly even mix of ice and rock. Uranus is also surrounded by a ring system. The pieces that make up Uranus's rings are extremely dark and fairly small, and may be the remnants of a small former moon of Uranus. Uranus was named for the Greek god of the sky, who was the grandfather of Zeus. The alternate pronunciation was used in 1986 as Voyager 2 passed by. Newscasters did not want to say Uranus on the air, and thus it was decided to modify the pronunciation as Uranus, which is not much better. Regardless of pronunciation, the name will undoubtedly be giggled at forever by children and adults alike. I hope you have enjoyed this brief glance at Uranus. Optimistically, in the future, new missions will allow us to do a deep dive into Uranus to learn much more about it.